What's up, Team Buckhouse? Johnathan Buckhouse here, and in today's video we're going to talk about traveling, trips, things like that. So I'm going to give you guys all the tips I know to have the sickest, cheapest snowboard trip, ski trip of all time. Now, I feel like I can talk on this topic because I do have the goal to ride every single resort in the United States, and we go to over 40 different ski resorts a year. So that's why I'm gonna give you guys the little bit of tricks and travel stuff that I've learned along the way, especially when I travel with a whole crew of people. But before we jump into that, if you do wanna check out our progress of riding every single resort in the United States, check out resortskimaps.com. All the green resorts are the resorts that we have been to. You can click on them, watch the videos there. They're absolutely sick. If you click on a red one, nothing will happen because we haven't been there yet. But if you click the top right-hand corner, you can see our schedule for the upcoming season and see all of the resorts that we're going to be traveling to, and then using all of these tips that I'm about to share with you guys, all the tips for having the sickest, cheapest, most awesome vacation ski trip of all time. So here we go. So first things first, you got to decide where you're going to go. What ski resorts do you want to ride? What region of the United States do you want to go to? Do you want to go to the East Coast, the Midwest? You coming all the way to the West Coast? Obviously the West Coast has the bigger, better mountains, but you got to understand the bigger, better mountains come with the bigger, better, not better, but more expensive prices, you know what I'm saying? So you wanna go to Vail, Beaver Creek, like that, those are so expensive, but they are really incredible mountains. So where are you at when it comes to like how much you would spend on the resort? Something I'd encourage though is if you're trying to save money on a snowboard trip, I'm assuming that you're just getting into this sport, trying to figure it out. So what is your level at? Make sure you know how good you are at snowboarding or what type of snowboarding you want to do before you decide where you wanna go. Because you might be like, oh, I'm going to Vail. Everyone says Vail is good, but you might be a beginner and you might not get everything that Vail has to offer if you go right now. Maybe you should go to New Mexico instead of Colorado or Vail, and you might have a better time going to like an Angel Fire or a Red River. Or if you just want to shred park, dude, Midwest, like Highland Hills, Minnesota, Wisconsin, all these Toro parks that are incredible will get you more park laps, get you better at park riding instead of coming out to like Copper where you're gonna be staying in lift lines on a busy December trip and things like that. So you gotta consider a lot of this stuff when you're deciding where you're gonna go ride. And once again, if you're going to the Midwest or to New Mexico or to the East Coast, you're gonna save a lot of money when it comes to price because you're not going to the top of the line best resorts out there, but it might not be what you actually need. Now, if you don't know what resort you want to go to, whether it's gonna be for park riding or big mountain or like that sounds good, I don't want to go spend all my money on Vail, I'm not ready for Vail. Check out the resort view playlist. I literally am breaking down every single ski resort in the United States, so you can go check out ones near you or just in other states and see if it just stands out to you guys. And in every single resort review, I tell you guys who the mountain is for, whether it's for that person who just wants to ride park or maybe it's for the intermediate families or things like that. So I'm doing my best to try and help you guys find the perfect resorts for you so you're not wasting money going and spending all your money on Breckenridge when you didn't need to go to Breckenridge. So once you figure out where you want to go ride, we gotta figure out how we're gonna get there. Now, obviously you could fly, but if you could get a crew, a couple dudes or girls or like your family that wanna go somewhere, driving might be your cheapest option. I know gas right now is a little through the roof, but driving with two buddies and everyone splits the gas will be a lot cheaper than, you know, flying somewhere. But also you don't have to get a rental car, and then that's saving money on top of that. So think about the cost savings of not having to get a rental and being able to split gas with the homies or your family. Not your family can't split the gas, but you get what I'm saying. Driving might be your cheaper option. So once again, check out resortskimaps.com and you can see all the resorts that are near you. You might not even know that there's a ski resort, you know, maybe 3 or 4 hours away from you. So then all of a sudden you can totally go on a ski trip. That's gonna be a lot easier. But if you do decide that you're gonna fly somewhere, just know that there are bus systems from certain airports to the mountains. Like I know when I would fly into Reno, Nevada to go snowboard in Tahoe, there was a shuttle that would take you from the Nevada airport all the way up to Tahoe so you can rip up there. So look into those options as well. But also the way I book all my flights is through like an app like Experian. A lot of these places that I do, I book through them so I can get points, and then with those points I can use those on later trips to save money and things like that. So don't just be paying up front. Make sure you can get an app that you're gonna get rewards and stuff that will make other snowboard trips or other trips you do in the future better. Now I'm not sponsored or committed to any of them, I'm just saying like that's what I do. Now the hotel is something that maybe you shouldn't go the cheapest on. There are some really cheap hotels out there, but what I've noticed with all the places that I've traveled to and gone to, when you go cheap on a hotel, you usually get cheap. So do your best to pick a chain that you like to stay with. We stay with Holiday Inns. I think they're the most consistent across all of the United States, especially when you go to the East Coast. That's when you're gonna get the most slimy, of the hotels. So Holiday Inns are very consistent, and they also offer free breakfast, a pretty solid one with protein like eggs and sausages, and they do like biscuits and gravy sometimes. Like, you want a breakfast that's gonna fill you up, especially when you got a whole crew with you. Everyone gets to eat for free in the morning. That helps out so much when it comes to cost. And since we're on the topic of food, let's talk about food. How are we gonna save money? Well, don't eat at the ski resorts. You can pack a lunch, but if you flew somewhere, like, how are you gonna pack lunch? One of my favorite things to do is to go to a sub place and get us like a foot-long sandwich. I can eat one for like the breakfast or like before riding meal, and then I can eat the other one during the riding for the lunch or whatever I'm gonna do. So getting a foot-long sub and splitting it throughout the day is a great way to not get hungry and eat very expensive resort food when you go there. But also, once again, if you go to these smaller ski resorts in the Midwest, the East Coast, things like that, they tend to have cheaper lodge food than like a Breck or a Vail, where it's gonna be $30 for a hamburger. And then the last tip too to save money on food is put a granola bar or some type of protein bar in your jacket. When you're riding, you get hungry, you eat the protein bar on the mountain. It will get you through the day, trust me. So many days are actually ended early because you're just so hungry. Food is the one thing that can definitely take you off the mountain, whether it's like get off the mountain to go eat because you're starving, or you went off the mountain, you ate, and now you don't want to go back because you're just so full and you ate too much food. So the protein bar is the ultimate hack. But now we're gonna talk about the thing that's gonna probably cost you the most, the passes, the lift tickets. Lift tickets can be up to $270 if you go to, I think it was Beaver Creek. That's insane. So you wanna make sure that you're doing your research and looking into all the season passes that are available. If you're gonna be going for more than 5 days, it might actually be cheaper to get the Epic Pass or the Icon Pass or the Indy Pass, whatever pass is in that area. It might be cheaper to get the season pass depending on how long your trip is gonna be or what resorts you're gonna hit along the way. And once again, you can see all the resorts that are on Epic Pass or the Icon Pass or just any other pass on resortskihouse.com. It's actually really incredible. So once again, check out resortskihouse.com. I know I'm gonna be plugging in a lot in this video, but it's like the ultimate trip planning guide. I literally use resortskihouse.com to plan all of my trips. So if you're only doing like a 4-day trip, you can get like a 4-day pack, and it's gonna save you like 40-30% on your lift tickets just by going for multiple days. So look into the resorts as well, see what kind of packs they're offering. And then once again, if you're going to one of the smaller ski resorts, you know, in the Midwest and in New Mexico, a lot of their prices for a lift ticket are a lot cheaper, from $40 to $70. And like, that is a big factor on when you're gonna go ride a ski resort. You know, spending an extra $100 on a lift ticket to ride terrain that you're gonna find exactly the same in New Mexico isn't really worth it to me. So know where you want to go first. That's so important. And then there's a good chance that you might not have your own gear, so you're gonna need to snag some rentals there. Now, the shops around the ski resort areas tend to have some good pricing, but sometimes you'll find the best price on the ski resort, as well as they might do pass and rental discounts. So think about that as well when you're kind of booking your trip or looking into that stuff. Most resorts have all this information on their website, and if they don't, give them a call, ask those type of questions. Do you want to save money on this trip? So you just gotta go the little extra inch to save the little extra dollar. Now, my last trip, the best way to have the sickest, most awesome, cheapest snowboard trip possible is to not forget your gear. The moment you forget something and you show up to the mountain, you're like, I don't got my goggles, they're all the way back in North Carolina, that's gonna cost a lot of money, especially if you're on the ski resort. Gear costs extra when it's on the resort. So make sure you have everything before you go. Make a checklist, do what you need to do, have all your gear. And I'm specifically talking about the Evolution sticker. If you don't have one of these yet, we even got a ski version for the skiers. Throw it inside your helmet, let everyone know you're a part of Team Buckhouse, so I can say what up to you guys on the mountain. But also, it supports the dream. It's how we afford to travel to all the resorts we go to every single year. Now, those are all my money saving tips. That's kind of how I structure my vacations, but I don't know everything. So if you have another money saving tip for a ski or snowboard trip, please share that in the comments down below so people can save money, because we want more people to go on sick, awesome snowboard trips, fall in love with snowboarding or skiing, and just keep, you know, supporting our industry. We love that. With that, Team Buckhouse, thank you so much for sharing with us today, and as always, thanks for watching. Keep evolving. We'll see you tomorrow with our video. It is daily on this snowboard channel.